All right, so what's up? Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me. So I don't know if you can hear the dog or not, but he's chewing on his bully stick. So that's his treat for today. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages? What are the messages for whomever it may concern? What are the messages? In the position of the crown, we have the magician. You have creativity. What is this? This is the page of wands, high priestess, hierophant in reverse, five of swords in reverse, and the star. So it looks like in the past, you have a synchronicity of 555. So, with the five of swords here, this is going to represent rejection. Okay, but it's also a test of your character when it comes to rejection. So I pick up there was anywhere from 2 to 3 major rejections. Okay. I think it looks like, you don't really care. I mean, I don't know. It looks like you don't care. It looks like you don't care. It looks like whatever rejections that you have been receiving, like, you're not bothered by that shit. I don't know. I don't see you walking away from anything. I don't see you, this is going to represent a divorce. This could represent maybe you found who you were supposed to be with, but they chose somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because the Hierophant does represent the husband. So, if you met your husband or y'all was dating, this person, they either rejected you or they chose somebody else, over you. So, I mean, it looks like with the star card here, you've healed. Then that's lined up with the creativity card. Like your healing is genuine. I guess motherfuckers expected for you to be just torn apart out here, upset. I feel like there's a man. I feel like you're a woman and there's a man. And it's kind of like he's trying to see if you're over the past or if you've cleaned out the skeletons in your closet. It's quite funny because this person wants to know so much, but I have a feeling they have a pretty big closet of their own. And honestly, I don't think that they would be willing to let you see it. It's kind of like you want me to show all my cards while you hide your hand. So while you're sitting up here trying to figure out who I am and trying to put me to the test of certain things, you have a lot of baggage. And you were not in a position to be able to do this to anybody. You were not able to do this to somebody. So we're talking to that person. You so busy testing other people's character, you don't understand that yours is being tested too. Because when it comes time for you to have to go through exposure, are you ready for that? My, how the tables turn. So anyway. So the thing is that for this person to avoid having to face you because they was wrong for what they did, it's kind of like it's easier to just reject you. It's easier to make you feel like you did something wrong or you're not good enough for them. So, this person is going to nitpick at every little thing that you do. I pick up that this man, he's learned this toxic behavior from a lot of abusive women that he's been with. A lot of the women that he's been with, they have been crazy about him. But sometimes people hate the fact that they feel so much for you. Sometimes it drives them crazy. Some people are even jealous. Because I pick up this man dealt with a lot of jealous women. He's very loving, but maybe where he comes from, maybe his background, maybe his history, women have used that against him as a tactic to try to control his self-esteem. So, this is all patterns. When we do not heal from abuse, we become the abuser. So, individuals are subconsciously operating from a very psychologically abusive place and they don't even know it because they were dealing with people who wanted to make them feel rejected, wanted to make them not feel good enough. And the whole time, these bitches were absolutely crazy about this man, but they tried to play the sweet role, He liked bitches. So if he liked bitches, he ain't husband material because he ain't ready for a wife. Point blank period. So, and if his ass been married before, he been married to the bitches. So when it come to you, you're something healed. You are what healing looks like. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that once you find out certain things about him, you could do the same thing, but I guarantee you would probably be very accepting of him. You probably wouldn't even care. So it's kind of like, I doubt that he has the bravery or the courage or the balls to say anything. It seems like finding a way out, making up excuses, convincing himself that you're not good enough. I think that that's going to be enough for him to just walk away. So he's pretty, he's dealing with a thick layer of narcissism. We all deal with narcissism, but like I said, when you don't heal abuse, you become the abuser. So his brain is just, his brain is hurt, pretty much, point blank. Period. Them bitches beat up on his brain, and he holding those mental scars. So he done did what he did. Now it's kind of like he got to make up or find some type of excuse, as to find the cowardly way out of things. So, he's not really who you think he is. But the thing is that if God chose for that person, that man, to be your husband, it wouldn't have mattered. And it still doesn't matter, but it's kind of like I see him more so running away than telling you the truth. Because when it comes to union, husband and wife, it don't matter what you do. That's supposed to be the person you're supposed to be able to open up to. So I'm just saying, he's not ready. So, you have an opportunity. Somebody is thinking about offering you some type of opportunity. Okay. I have a feeling that this person likes you, but it's kind of like they can see the magic of you. They love the mystery of you. Like, you're so unique. You're so different. You're like a unicorn. This person over here, who was supposed to be your husband, this person is very traditional. So when it comes to tradition, you definitely do not fit that box. You know what I'm saying? You don't fit that box. He's probably into like modern day women, you know. So, when it comes to you, it's kind of like you're out of this world. You know, when you're smart and surrounded around dumb people, the dumb people think that you're dumb and they're smart. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like with you being a star seed, you have to be careful about how who you create your life with. You want to be with somebody who's equally yoked to you. I know that opposites attract. But in this case, situation, scenario, this is a good example as to, you know, you need to learn to love what loves you. You know what I mean? You're dealing with, like, people don't love themselves. Like, people have been dragged through the mud. They haven't got over that. They haven't healed from that. Like, it's like you got to let that go. Stop taking in wounded strays. You know, I feel very emotional with saying this to you, but it's kind of like I need you to understand. You have to stop doing this. You have to stop dealing with these people. It's like they're not on your level. Like, these men that you choose, they're not on your level. They don't love themselves. So it's kind of like you love yourself. So you have to choose somebody else who loves themselves too. You are unique and you are authentic. You are not going to fit in the box of the masses. You are not going to do well with a man who wants the traditional way of living. And when I say that, meaning that he's going to want, like, control over you. Tradition. He wants you to look good on paper. He wants you to look good on his arm. It's all about the men. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you get a good man and it may be all about him, but he may make it all about you. So it's really about the two of you. But it's kind of like a dishonest man is a dishonorable one for you to be with. You can't do that. You have to be with somebody who's strong, somebody who's courageous, somebody who's brave, somebody who's powerful. You know. Now, don't get me wrong, because this person was a chosen vessel. Okay? But, uh-oh, you hear that horn? That's the judgment. Judgment is being called. Who is it? It's for this man. Hierophant in reverse. So judgment has been passed on him. Okay. Let me close this door. So that's what I'm saying. And then you got to remember, it's kind of like, you getting people fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? Because when people finally come to the realization that you are who they thought and who they imagined you truly were, it's very heartbreaking because it's kind of like they missed a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to, you're going to have to start being more real with yourself. But you got this magician coming in here. This magician is coming in here. They are manifesting you. This person is manifesting you. Okay, from what's on the board, it looks like he's helping you manifest good things. It looks like, this is your energy. So it's kind of like you just being you. You don't have to change. You don't have to switch shit up. You don't have to adapt to crappy situations. You don't have to deal. You know what I'm saying? This is like your match. This is a powerful person because they are a powerful manifester because they show pulling your ass in. They pulling some, they doing some good, they focusing on some good stuff. Creativity, healing, stardom, your uniqueness. It's, this person can see. They see you. Okay, so they like your mystery. They like, even if it's things like the secrets and all that type of shit, this person wants you. I tell you what, they love the dark side of you. So in the light, they can see what's good. In the dark, they know what's good too. So they want the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? When you get with more traditional people, it's too authentic. It's too much of an intense connection. You know what I'm saying? With your type of consciousness and your abilities, you have to be with other people who are like you. You cannot settle. You cannot settle for the world. You are out of this world. And I know sometimes that can be hard to understand because it's kind of like, well, we live in this physical world. I'm having this human experience, and if I want to experience love with a human being and all this type of stuff, like you know that they're fucked up. So I have to make compromises. No, you don't have to do that. I understand that there are not as many options out there that align with you, but shit, you got somebody here. Okay? So allow yourself to receive. Because I know you experiencing some magical shit. Okay? I know you are. A lot of things are happening that you can't explain. It's like one road has been shut down. Now you're going a different route. This is a part of your destiny. So it's kind of like, you may have had negative influences or the opposition trying to dictate and control your path. You know what I'm saying? But divine intervention stepped in here to where God was just like, oh, hell no, shutting that shit down. So, people thought that they were in control, but they were never in control. You were being guided blindly. You know what I'm saying? So just go with the flow. If things are weird, and just go with the flow. You know what I mean? If you're experiencing blockages, remember, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. You understand what I'm saying? Shit is changing. It's new because you got this new energy coming up in here, and this is big energy. This is big energy. Okay? You got to create a lot of space, I believe. Okay? All right, so that's going to be the end of the reading. So until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.